Have you ever wondered how to get away from single-use trays, or how to do something with the soil block, or what a soil block maker is? That's what we're going to talk about today. My name is Bruce West.
And my name is Aaron Dumas.
And we're from Gallucci Learning Garden, which is located on the hilltop area of Tacoma. And this is a soil block maker. It comes in different sizes, everything from, this one makes 5 soil blocks. There's 4, there's 7. There's ones that will fill a whole tray and come on a broomstick. A soil block maker usually has dibbles on it. And when you do it, when you use these, it'll make little dibbles. I don't know if you can see in this tray or not, but the dibbles is where the seeds will go. So you don't have to make your little hole for the seed. First you need soil, and you can make your own soil, but we have found that by the time you, especially if you're going to add coconut coir or moss, it takes a long time for that to soak up. So we found that we like using just a good seed mix that has lots of organics in it. In fact, we like this black gold. Feel it does a good job. It takes a lot of water to make it, and you kind of have to work it around. We use warm water or hot water. It absorbs a little faster. There is some anecdotal information from people that claim that their seeds actually start faster when it's a little bit warmer. I'm not sure about that. And then it's always nice and warm so your fingers aren't freezing from the cold. So that's the most important thing. You want to make it nice. So this isn't ready yet. It's almost there. You want it so it's dripping from your fingers when you squeeze it. And it's just getting there. But we have some dry parts here which doesn't do that. So. Again, we're trying to get away from these trays. You can use them a few times. Eventually, they're going to break. You can see this one's cracked. They're also hard to get the plants out of at times. They're nice trays, but it's more plastic. And there you go. Thank you. What I like to use is 1 or 2 tray system. You can use solid trays, and I'll show you how to water that. I also like using a 2 tray system, which the top tray has a little bit of holes in it. I'm going to, I don't know if you can, probably can't see any holes there, but there's holes in here. And then when you go to water, you water into the bottom tray. And then it soaks up through those little holes and into the blocks. I think I'm going to need some more water here. And this is just like playing in the mud at home. If it gets too messy, then you just add some more mix until you get to the temperature. And it may take some try. We like to get it so that it's dripping. And how this works is you fill it up. You fill up each of these cells, and then you squeeze here and actually push it out, or in case, when you squeeze it, you're lifting this up and leaving the blocks behind. We'll show you that in a moment here. But we found that if you rock it back and forth, squeeze it up in there, just keep adding to it. You'll end up with a nice packed amount here. And then you bring it over and you squeeze up, and voila. Don't tip them down.
I won't.
So you keep doing this until you have your tray or your container. You can use a Tupperware container, anything. And then over here on the side, it's got room for one more. And now this one I didn't do a very good job of lifting it up. So we can either take those all out, just slide them down. And then I'll just take it back and do it again. There we go.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah. So from this point, once you get the tray all filled, or as much as if you want, you can actually put a piece of cardboard here or something if that's all you want. It helps hold it together. You can see that these tend to stay divided. You put the one seed in each of these little divots. If the seeds are small, you don't need to do anything else. Just put the seed in there and leave it. If it's a larger seed, like a squash seed or something, you can put a little bit of sand over the top, or a little bit of this, but more. Sand would be a little bit better. And then once we do that, if you wanted the water there. So this is a typical watering can, and what we found is that the energy that comes, the spray that comes out of this head is just too harsh on these soil blocks, and we'll kind of wash them away. So we like to use a smaller one like this. Oops, see how that goes? And we would just go just lightly in between. Now, as the soil cells dry out, they'll actually shrink back. And so there'll even be more separation. We normally would put a clear tray on it, and that'll help keep the moisture in. And then you can put sun lamp on it if you need to, or put it in a sunny window. Again, just about anything you can use for a tray, and if it has a clear, like a Tupperware cover over it, just do that. If you're going to use a 2-tray system, when you go to water it, I'm going to turn this around so we don't spill anything. You just lift up one side and then pour the water in. And then you drop it back down. And you can see from here, the water isn't quite deep enough yet to go in. So we want to make sure that it's deep enough for it to hit those holes. You can put in quite a bit. There we go.
All right, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So even that is just barely amount. So we do want to make sure that you've got enough in there. You can come back and check to see how it won't stay as damp as this. It'll get dried out a little bit, but it should still feel damp and not a total dry block. Your plants will normally come up in a week or two, and we think this is a great system. Once you actually have the seeds in there, I forgot to tell you that you want to, we like to mist it. And it doesn't take much, just a fine mist to wet the seed again, get everything all wetted down. And then here we go. So this is a tray that we did a few weeks ago. And you can see the seeds these are some peppers. Peppers are coming up. Actually, we had a light over here. You can tell the light where the light was versus the lower ones was out of really didn't have much artificial light to it. So once this gets 2 sets of true leaves, you can transplant. We like to wait until there's actually, you can see the roots starting to stick out between these cells. So we might give this one another week to 2 weeks, probably a week, and then we'll be ready to transplant into either a pot, like a 4-inch pot. You don't want to normally go to a large one, but you can do a 4-inch pot. We can also, so the other thing that this has besides a dipple on it, you can also get them with, that would have another block. So you get a larger one that would have a block in there. And when you did this, there would be a hole the size of this block. And you could set this block inside of that block. And so you can nest them in there. Commercial operations do that sometimes. But I think this is a good way. The 5 across is a good system for starting most of your seedlings. Anything else I missed?
I don't think so, Bruce. You're the expert on this.
All right. Well, that's it for our talk on soil blocks, how to use them, what they're for. We just love them. They make good use. It reduces the plastic in our landfills, and it makes for a nice system. It's easy to get out, especially when you do transfer it out. These soil blocks are already pre-serrated, so that it's easy to dig them out and put them into the other block. But thank you.
Yeah. Well, great. Yeah. Thank you, Bruce. That was a great demonstration. And we'd like to thank you all for viewing this offering on soil blocks. We'd like to give a special thanks to Tacoma Creates organization, who through their work and your tax dollars made this offering possible. And they've been offering classes at Tacoma Public Libraries and Gallucci Learning Garden, and both a series for children and adults. Gallucci Learning Garden is under the protection of Tacoma Urban Land Trust, that preserves green spaces for growing food in the city. And it includes Viet Hung Garden in the Hilltop neighborhood as well. So at Gallucci Learning Garden, we're more of a cooperative gardening model, whereas Viet Hung Garden is more of a pea patch model where you could rent a space and grow your own fruits and veggies for a season. We'd also like to thank the Mount Tahoma High School plant program and their great plant scientist, plant teacher, Ben Mearsman, who has offered us this beautiful greenhouse space and has partnered with us to promote children's interest and knowledge in gardening. So this earth is the one place where we grow our food, and the interconnectedness of it all must be in harmony, and it's vital for our continued well-being. So we at Gallucci Learning Garden love to educate, and we strive to feed our neighbors with homegrown healthy fruits and vegetables. And we hope that this offering and others inspire you to try something new in your garden at home. Thank you.